Yeah, Sveno Mick here from Swenson's Mowing and Grounds Maintenance. Trying to talk into the iPad a little bit better, a little bit louder, because I've had a few people say they can't hear what I'm saying. So I'm talking a little bit louder. I'm half deaf, so maybe I'm 3/4 deaf. I don't know. I'm friggin' deaf anyhow. But anyhow, here's the Fast Cut 32 Greenfield, Australian made. Little tractor mower. They make these in a 32 inch, or they made them in a mini mow, which I sold. There's a 24 and a 26 and a 28 inch, I think. I had a 26. Engine was too. Oh, look, if you're mowing all the time, it's probably great. If you're mowing the same grass all the time, but it didn't have enough power for up here. Had a 7 horsepower coal on it. It just wasn't powerful enough. But these are beautifully made mower, high quality, galvanised steel panels. So you know that your all of this here, it's all gal. That drink holder's not standard. That's out of a Nissan Patrol by the looks of it. You can spec these right up. This one here's a 17.5 Briggs on it. In the day they had Kawasaki, Hondas, Briggs and Stratton, Kohler's. They had the whole lot. You could get any of the engines, and an anniversary model that went up to 30 horsepower, as I understand. Just near the end of the run on these particular type of Greenfields, they done a Cox built a deck for them, so that was a twin bar deck, twin blade deck, not unlike the Rover there, but a fabricated deck and much heavier, fairly industrial style deck. And that was a 40 or a 40, I think it might have been a 42 inch, I think. But you see very few of them for sale. Now, what I'm going to say here is, you know, the drive system on these is all standard across the Greenfield range, which I've gone into depth about. I don't need to go into that anymore. Ease of servicing, cheap to fix, very cheap. Very cheap, easy to fix, durable. Like I say, it's not uncommon to see these mowers. The drive system hasn't changed since the mid to late 60s. Sort of very similar, just friction plates, which plenty of people have gone into and I have in depth. I don't need to go on about it, but that's how good the drive system is, and there's still plenty of these things at 30 years of age still running around. Like, I still see a lot of people with what they call the Evolution model. So it's the model before this. This mower here is 10 plus years old. The Evolution one's probably built 20 years ago. Then the last of them had a walk-through area here. They'd taken out the manual deck engagement, which is this thing here, manual blade engagement, and put on an electric clutch. And you don't see many of them come up for sale. They're, I think, probably built about 4 to 5 years ago. I don't know if they're still building, I'm not sure. Get on the Greenfield website and it doesn't sort of go into it. But anyhow, anti-scalp wheels. I had a question from a bloke in New South Wales the other day by the name of Graham. Messaged me, and actually rang me up because I got my phone number on my YouTube site, which I'm quite happy for people to ring me up and ask me different things. Now, anti-scalp wheels. So this is a Fast Cut 32. On the front, they had nothing on this side, not even a skid plate. And on the left-hand side, they had a skid plate, which is those bolts there. These bolts here, I pulled it off and modified it because it's a big plate, and I think it'd strengthen that piece of cast aluminium deck if you got a big hit up the left hand side here. So that bracket there is off a Cox. Cox bought Greenfield out. Cox mowers. They're in Brisbane. I'm not sure if they're still making them in Brisbane. And I'm not sure if they're still building their zero turns in Brisbane. Really hardy little well-made zero turn mower. Not a steering wheel one, just a normal lever zero turn. And that bracket there is off one of those, and that's MTD Cub Cadet / whatever else front wheels there, and for a pair, for say 2 wheels, bolts and everything, and that is a greasable shaft, as in this little grease, not a nipple, just a little nib sticks up, and just put the grease gun on that. Actually, I'll just spin that round so you can see it. There it is there. Probably can't pick it in there. It's that thing there, right there. Slide the grease gun on. It's got a little slit in the wheel here, or a slit in the shaft, and it greases that shaft. Just a couple of pumps. So that's a Rover bracket. That's this bracket here. I think I had to drill a hole in it so the wheel would mount onto it. And oops, just drilled a couple of holes through this bracket here and through the metal. Put 2 nylock nuts and washers on the back. I think it washes on the back. Yes, washers on the back. And that other plate's got a wash on the back. Right, so that's the left-hand side. And they're Greenfield, genuine Greenfield wheels on the back, higher quality, but twice as dear. $45 each without the bolts. I just like everything to do with Greenfield. Look at that. Nice, heavy flap, well made, 10 years old, still on there. Big piece of rubber. So we go around to this side. All this is what do we got? 90 degree. Just had to drill 2 holes in that. So that's an older bracket again than that one, and the one on the other side, which is the same. And it's heavy, extremely heavy duty on there, and even heavier duty on this. Listen to that. It's Carl's back. So anyhow, these rear front anti-scalp wheels, they're riding, I've got it down there, that's cutting lower than I'd ever cut it. Can you shut them dogs up please, Carls? So when I'm mowing, the general setting I use is there. Those wheels are about 10 or so mil off the concrete there, or off the paver. The deck is nose down about 10 to 12 mil in the front, I think. And the back wheels are probably another 5 mil further off the deck. There. And that's that. And that does an extremely good cut. Doesn't scalp. And if there's any undulation, those front wheels will ride up on it before they, most of the time before the deck scalps into a scallop. And I set that up that way. It's because I just copied off the bigger mower, the bigger deck, which is only 2 inches wider, 34 inch, sorry, to 32 inch. Yeah, and that's it. The other deck the other bigger deck on the twin blade Greenfield is a narrower deck through, like this deck here. It's lengthways it's not as deep through because the blades are, that's one big mowing disc underneath, like a big push mower with 4 blades, 4 heavy duty short bar blades that fold on bolts, so they just pivot on a bolt. So if you hit a rock or something, they'll just shoot backwards. So they pivot on the deck like a normal push mower. So they just fold back, folding blades, I think you call them. But yeah, so that's that. Really, I can't say much more about it. This is nearly a 10-minute video on those anti-scalp wheels. So yeah, I just got the 2 brackets. Big Cole from Mountain Mowers gave me that bracket, which is extremely heavy duty. And you can adjust the 3 holes in that bracket, so you can adjust that anti-scalp wheel up. It's in the middle position there. I can adjust it up higher, I can adjust it down lower. Same on that back one there. Same on that one there. That one I don't think so. but I'm not sure. Hang on, I'll just feel it. Oh yes, you can. I've got it down on the lowest on that one, and go around. I'm over 10 minutes here, so I'm going to pull a pin on this shortly. That one's on the lowest, so they've both got 2 positions. That has 2 positions. That has 3 positions, that one. So that's obviously a later model bracket, but they're easy to make yourself anyway. But that's the engineering on this Greenfield. That's what I like. It's all very basic. Basic, strong, well designed, built to last. But the deck, width-wise, is just not big enough. It's good for probably up to an acre, and then there's too much time lost in just not cutting a wide enough track. But it does cut every bit as good as that mower there. I wouldn't say better, because I'll be dead honest with you, I've done a lot of times on mowers, and you all see photos of my premium lawns, the big highly detailed lawns I do, and that mower there generally cuts as good as I've ever seen a mower that I've ever sat on. I think that the pressed decks probably cut better because it's continuous radius turns. It's not fabricated with square welds and square edges. Like if you have a look at how a fabricated deck's made, that's just a continued radius, like the circle on that deck, and the same on the other. And I just think that probably enables the grass to throw better. Both these mowers are like, well, that's a poured deck, cast aluminium. That's a pressed deck, both flowing angles. The chute area, if you have a look on this mower, like have a look at this here, and then you have a look in under there, it's very well designed. Designed over, they first started making mowers, as I understand, making mowers in Australia, in Brisbane, in 1964, ride-on mowers. So yeah, I'm going to leave that anyhow. But I hope that's helped you out. Anyone that wants to know, that's my opinion on it. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but I'm probably not that far wrong. So I'm going to leave it at that. Sveno Mick from Swenson's Mowing and Grounds Maintenance. Sveno Mick out, and have a nice day.